guys, welcome back to Tactical Repair. My name is Garrett, and I am the Deuce Whisperer. And a little intro for you there. It is time, a long past time actually, that we have ourselves another tool talk. It's been a while. Love my tools, work with my tools, couldn't do what I do without them. Very important that I have quality tools. And as you may have guessed, today I want to talk to you about a very specific hammer. I've had this hammer since December of 2008. I bought this hammer. Only 32 ounce ball peen I've ever had, other than a wood handled one I had before that only held up for a couple of years. This is I'll show you real close here, a Mac Tools 32 ounce ball peen anti-vibe. And in case you didn't know, Mac Tools is a subsidiary of Stanley, just like Proto is. Stanley Vidmar, Proto, they're all subsidiaries of, well, Stanley. Now, they still offer this hammer at a less of a price than I bought it for on the Mac Tools truck, actually. And this one has held up remarkably well for being 12 years old, or 11 years old. This is a heavy use item. I mean, obviously it's a hammer, a 2-pound hammer. And I have beat the hell out of all kinds of stuff, suspension, steering components, broken engine blocks that I had to break pieces out of to get them unseized so we could get the torque converter off, and then just busting the casting apart. I mean, anything and everything you would hit with a hammer, I've hit with this hammer, except maybe a person. Came close once, but I didn't. So, let's go face to tail. On a hammer, you want to make sure that it holds up well on the top end, most of all, because you don't want pieces coming off and hitting you in the face or hitting someone else. And you also don't want it so soft that it just deforms. Now, if you look carefully, I've never dressed this hammer, okay? Never ever have I dressed this hammer. And it is still, I mean, yeah, there's some marks in it, right? Let's see how bright that is. I'm not sure if you can see that very well. So I'm doing this on one of those the off-brand GoPro type camera that my dad got me. So yeah, it's still in really good shape. It's not soft, it's not mushrooming. There is no, I mean, we got a little bit of mushroom right there. But for never being dressed with it, as much as I've used it for light and medium duty automotive and diesel repair, suspension and all kind of shit, the face has held up very well. Now the ball end I don't use as much, but still, it's intact. As far as the stem here, the neck, whatever you want to call it, everybody gets mishits, and this is the main point of failure on like a wood handled hammer, because you'll hit something and the face will slide off, or you'll just overshoot entirely and you hit here, and then you have all the momentum of the head, I guess, fighting or trying to go past the point or whatever you're hitting, and it ends up cracking the handle or shattering the handle. Even the fiberglass handled ones, they're no better than the wood when it comes to that. This is a full steel shank. The steel in this hammer comes all the way down to the bottom of the handle here. It is one solid piece. It's like a full tang knife almost. And there's, I mean, no cracking, no deformation. You can see just some small dings in there. And when you do hit things and miss-hit like that, because of the nice anti-vibe handle, it doesn't hurt your hand. This hammer has never hurt my hand, except when I've accidentally hit something with my knuckles trying to hit something. That sucks. As far as the handle goes, handle life, when you have an anti-vibration or comfort grip type of tool of any sort, the handle material makes all the difference in the world. I've had a lot of tools that have been comfort grip, screwdrivers, pry bars, all kind of stuff like that, where within a year or two of shop use, the rubber handle material is peeling off, it's turned to jelly, it's all gone, or whatnot. This is holding up remarkably well. I just cleaned it off before this video with brake cleaner, because it was pretty nasty, but it's not jelly, it's still resilient, still soft, it's not sticky. Hell, it's not even really discolored. And let me show you why this is important. There's two things generally that they make handles on stuff like this out of on tools, and that is a rubber compound of some sort, or a more resilient plastic type. Now, with the rubber, generally what you get is something like this over a couple of years. That's what I was talking about. It kind of gets weird. It changes its chemical formula. It just rots. And that is generally what you would think would happen with a tool like this. But different material here, and even though this is still Mac tools, probably not made by the same factory or company even possibly that made this. So I don't know who makes Mac tools, their tools, but Stanley did a great job with the handle materials on these. Now, the other kind is like the snap-on ratchet, for example. You have a little bit more resilient rubber plastic, and instead of getting all rotten, and it cracks and kind of just crumbles. Now these tools, these two are the same age. So do you want a hammer that the handle is going to do that to you on? No. And I mean, your wood handle's always good go-to. They're replaceable, but who really replaces the wood handle on a hammer when they're working in a shop, right? No, if you break, you just go buy another one. I mean, they're cheap enough, right? So, I absolutely love this hammer. I've only got one other hammer of a reasonable size, not a sledgehammer, and that's like I think it's an 8-ounce ball. It usually hangs up here on my bench. And I don't use it much. I only really use that for small stuff, you know, fixing guns, driving pins and shit like that. But this is my all-purpose. I don't have an engineer's hammer. I don't have anything like that. I've got this. I've got an 8-pound sledgehammer and a 10-pound sledgehammer. So I'm not even in frame there. Sorry. This camera doesn't pick up audio that well, so I'm trying to kind of stay close to the camera so you can hear me. And it just, yeah. Oh, I might as well show you this while I'm here. I keep forgetting about it. Big Mike sent me this. You'll like this. Because he knows I drink beer, he sent me this. It's an Army man, right? Well, see that? It's also a bottle opener. So you can open your beer with your Army man. He carries these on his website. He does sell these. So if you want one of these, hit up his website and get you one. They're not expensive. And it's a pretty cool little thing just to have on the bench, right? If you don't have kids running around. Guarantee you that'll disappear. So if you want to get one of these hammers, they're still reasonably priced. Much more so if you buy the Stanley Proto version than if you buy the Mac tools. I'm probably gonna buy a set of these. They actually have a 3-piece set of these now from Stanley and Proto. I'll put a link to them in the description. I'll put a link to this one by itself and a link to the set. Take a look if you want. This is a new thing for me. If you click on that link and you buy that hammer, it doesn't cost you any more than it normally would, but it goes and it helps me here at the channel. It actually gives me a little bit of a bonus there. So I appreciate it if you do decide to buy one of these, to buy it from my link. So I know I didn't do this just because of that. I did this because I've actually have been wanting to tell you about these for a while. And I saw it on Amazon the other night and I was like, oh shit, I can like dual purpose this one. So thanks for watching, guys. Check the links in the description. Our sponsors are down there as well as always. And we'll catch you next time. Later.